Right, just going to do a quick review of this. Now, despite looking like a hairbrush or perhaps some sort of curling tongs, neither of which I would have any use for at all, it is in fact a Winchester Gunmakers screwdriver set, and really nice it is too. Now, obviously, anyone that's done any messing about with air rifles or shotguns or any sort of rifles will know that you need the right tools for the job, and especially the right heads. And what we've got here is basically you've got a normal sort of screwdriver shaft and handle, rubberized, octagonal shaped shaft, and the normal slotting head things. And then you've got these rather nice sets. Now it's got posi drives, it's got proper Gunmakers flathead screws, and the difference with those is that they're actually hollow ground. If you look, the sides of the shafts on the heads are ground away, so it produces, instead of a sort of angled flathead like on most flathead screwdrivers that you get this hollow ground effect, which means that the screwdriver heads fit into the flathead screws without damaging them. Or without rounding them off. And these are specifically made really for guns. So you've got posi drives, hollow ground flatheads, and when you lift these things up, they sit up like that, and it's got all the sizes to tell you what they are. Come round, you've got some flathead ones, and you've also got some hex drive ones. In fact, you've got quite a few hex drive ones. The hex drive ones are becoming more and more popular. You see these more and more on rifles, particularly air rifles now. A lot of them manufacturers are using these hex drive type heads. You can see you get a good selection, including some really small ones. Really, really nice. The quality's bang on, really hard. Really well made, really clearly defined. Yeah, and it's a nice little folding package. So you've got posi drives, flats, hex, and some square head type joggies. All in all, very nice, and a nice little handle that just folds away into the middle of it. Like that. Really, really smart. And if you even partial do any sort of work on your rifle, even taking the stock off to adjust the trigger, anything like that, if you've got a stock that you need to take off to adjust the trigger, or a stock you need to take off to get your air cylinder or whatever, really for the cost of these are so cheap now. I mean, obviously you can get really expensive ones, but these Winchester ones aren't a bad value at all. And in fact, this particular Winchester set actually came free with a mid-range Hawk telescopic sight that I bought from the optics warehouse, and they're giving these sets away with certain telescopic sights on their website. And to be honest with you, it's a really good freebie because they're so useful. Because no one wants to grolly their screws up when you're taking your stock off or whatever. Nothing looks worse than when you can see on an air rifle or whatever that someone has used the wrong screwdrivers for it and wrecked the heads of the screws. It just looks amateurish, and it also makes you wonder what on earth they've done to the rest of the rifle. So yeah, really nice little thing. Little Winchester Gunmakers screwdriver set, and really, really handy. Lots of little heads, pretty much everything you could ever need really. Especially happy about the Torx ones. These Torx head ones are really useful because you are seeing them more and more becoming a sort of standard fixing on a lot of rifles now, are using Torx heads. But it's really well made, really well designed. Everything's easy to read, and it folds away into quite a neat little package. So yeah, really good that. And all credit to Optics Warehouse for giving that away as a freebie, because it's really quite good. So if you're in looking for a new telescopic scope, telescopic sight, then it might be worth having a look at Optics Warehouse and seeing if you can get one of these as well, because it's quite one of the better freebies that I've seen being given away with stuff. Comes in really handy. Thanks for watching.